I'm Dr. Talitha Best and I work at the University of South Australia in Adelaide, and I'm currently a Researchers in Business Research Fellow there in the Division of Health Science. My background's quite varied, but more recently have completed a PhD research in looking at the effects of nutrients in brain function, so how people think, how they feel at an everyday level. I think that the research area is pretty exciting and it's pretty new. Looking at the effects of how nutrients can support brain function and support mental function, if you like, is interesting for any age group. But particularly in Australia, where we really do, and globally, have a really ageing population, the idea that you could use some dietary intervention to prevent or maintain brain function as you're getting older has a lot of hope and scope, I think, and the research into that is really exciting and new.
I've just been awarded a Researchers in Business grant through a Commonwealth body called Enterprise Connect.
And what Enterprise Connect does is look for different researchers and industries and likes to support the placement, if you like, of different scientists and researchers within a business setting to develop new ideas with commercial application. My work's around the role of different plant sugars or different plant nutrients and how that supports brain function in middle-aged adults. So it's Australian research that's been developed within the universities here in Melbourne and in Adelaide. What that means is that I can work with an industry that's working with Australian-based plant sugar supplements and see how that research can make direct application to the way that business is run in Australasia. So I'm working with an Australian business called Mannatech Australasia, and they're based in Sydney. And we're working together really to develop this transfer of knowledge between the application of the work I've done around plant polysaccharides and brain health, and working with them who have these global, patented, commercially available plant polysaccharide-based supplements. Polysaccharides is a term used to describe many sugars, so poly meaning many, saccharides meaning sugars. And they're traditionally found in different sources such as plants, bacteria, algae, some animal sources, in things like mushrooms, artichokes, red cabbages. And these different types of saccharides have been shown to have many beneficial health properties. The usefulness of those for people's brain health or brain function is where my research comes in. And so we know that these different types of plant sugars, plant saccharides if you like, are playing an important role in people's brain function, the way their cells actually work, the way the tissues work, and the way that affects ability to sort of think and remember and do everyday thinking and memory type tasks. Mannatech Australasia have been really supportive of this initiative, and it's really an exciting and innovative position to be in because we're capturing not only the best of the business world, but we're also capturing that transfer of knowledge from the university, the research sector, and making that applicable to the consumers, to the public of Australia. And I think for me that's a really exciting position to be in, to be able to facilitate research meeting the marketplace and meeting a need in Australian business. The partnership between the University of South Australia, Enterprise Connect and Mannatech Australasia is a win-win on all levels. It allows me as the researcher to advance the science into plant polysaccharides and brain health. It supports the institutions such as the University of South Australia to really drive Australian research in this direction. And it also supports Mannatech Australasia because they're able to have the in-house researcher, if you like, supporting the business and promoting the research. Well, I'm really excited about my research because it's showing that a dietary intervention can actually play a role in how people think and feel at an everyday level. And I think that has a lot of hope that for the middle-aged adults I was working in a lot of my research, that this idea that you can use nutrition to support optimal health and well-being as we get older, so that perhaps aging isn't as scary as we once thought, and that there are different options and strategies available to help us age optimally, if you like.